Okay guys, so today in class, your assignment is to finish your cyanotype design. So you should already have finished this planning document from last class. So you should have your beautiful design, and remember on the design you should have labeled by the time the cyanotype is finished which part is going to be white, which part is going to be light blue, and which part is going to be dark blue. Remember, those are the only three colors that we can have in our cyanotype. Okay, so what I've asked the sub to do is they are going to pass out one of these transparent papers, okay? They will also pass back your designs from last class. So now this is just a sketch. This is just a sketch planning document. Now it is time for you to put your design onto this clear transparent paper, because what we're going to do is next class, when I am back, we are going to have our designs on this clear transparent paper, and then we are going to lay it on top of the cyanotype paper and put it out in the sun, and your design will be printed onto this cyanotype paper, okay? So what you need to do is you need to move your plan onto the actual transparent paper, okay? Now the thing about this is the cyanotype paper is only 4 by 4 inches. It is only as big as this, okay? So make sure your design stays small like this, okay? So if I want something to be white, that means there's a cheat sheet on the board. If I want something to be white, that means no sunlight can pass through. No sunlight is going to be able to touch the cyanotype paper, and that is how we get the color white at the end, okay? So in order to get white, you need to have something where no light can pass through. So I recommend using this black cardstock paper. I've already cut a little bit out. I do not have a ton of this paper, so if you use just a little bit like this, please don't throw it away. My other classes can still use your scraps, okay? So please keep the paper, put it back up at the front if you can. But, you know, if I have my flashlight, right? No light, you cannot see the flashlight pass through this paper, okay? So if you were to put this on top of the cyanotype, the light will not be able to touch the cyanotype paper, right? You see it, now you don't, okay? So for anything that you want to be white, you will need to cut it out and glue it on here with black paper, okay? Anything that you want to be light blue, you need to use something that is slightly see-through, okay? So for this example, we just have regular old white printer paper, okay? So if I have my flashlight, you can see that some light does pass through the white paper, okay? And once again, there's this cheat sheet on the board. So in order to get light blue, some sunlight will need to pass through the paper and touch the cyanotype, okay? So anything that you want to be light blue, I recommend cut out of the white printer paper, all right? You can also use Sharpie, right? So here's an example of Sharpie, and if I hold my light up to it, you see, you know, it's pretty bright, but you can see that some light does pass through, okay? The Sharpie's not thick enough for it to be completely blocking the sun, but you can use the Sharpie to get light blue, okay? And then also on the board it says anything that you want to be dark blue, you are just going to leave clear. You're not going to put anything on top of this, okay? So this was my plan, all right? This is my final design. It's honestly probably the scariest smiley face I've ever seen. I did not get my proportions correct, but you get the idea, all right? See, now my design's a little too big. It's not 4 by 4, so this isn't actually gonna fit on the cyanotype paper. This is not the paper that we are using. We are gonna get smaller paper for next class, but so this is how it's gonna work next class. I have my design glued on this paper. When we go out next class, I'm gonna put it down like this on top of the cyanotype and just lay it out in the sun. And when I take it off, All the black parts where no light could get through is going to turn out white. All the lighter parts where some sunlight could get through is going to turn out light blue. And all the parts that are clear are going to turn out dark blue, okay? And then please, you know, when you are done with your design, go ahead and write your name somewhere not near your design so it doesn't end up on your cyanotype, but I'll just write, you know, Clar, okay? And what needs to go into the basket at the end of the class period is both your transparent paper and your cyanotype planning document, okay? So this is just the planning sketch. This is the final kind of piece, the final design. And then next class we will finish the cyanotype, okay? And then everything needs to be cleaned up. Okay, so you should be putting all of the resources and materials back on the front table. If I come back and things are messy, or I hear less than stellar things about behavior, or you leave my room a mess, that is a quick way for us to lose some privileges and maybe not even get to do this really fun activity. So please just respect my classroom. You guys are amazing, so I'm not worried about it. But yeah. Like I said, if there is paper left over, please put it back up, even if some of it has been used, because like I said, I just don't have a ton of it, okay? So yeah, that should be that. You need to have your transparent paper completed, absolutely done, by the end of class today. And you will put it, as I said, you will put both of these things in the class bin, the 2A class bin on the bookshelf, okay? So yeah, I think that is all I really have to say. I will be back next class if we have any questions, but please utilize your class time because as I said, I really want to get into some fun photo stuff, and we can't really do that until this is finished. So yes, good luck, you guys. I can't wait to hear about how it goes. I can't wait to see your beautiful designs come to fruition and reality. I know they're going to be as amazing and lovely as you are, so great job.